佛中美国彩虹内藏式恭请法王圣尊莲生活佛主坛勾禅天女护摩法会与会大众请起立，恭迎真佛宗创办人。
Let us all welcome our Lineage Guru, Solinus Living Buddha Lien Sung, to enter into the Homa Hall and recite the Root Guru Mantra.
根本传承上师及诸佛，嗡啊吽观想顶礼，回天心善印，二拜诸菩萨，嗡啊吽观想顶礼，回天心善印，三拜诸护法金刚，嗡啊吽观想顶礼，回天心善印，四平等一起手。恭请师尊接受众线上的同门的问候。
师尊好，
师尊好，师父好，大家好，
师尊好，爱师父，
大家这里自在逍遥自在，
都可以在中间面。
自在处事大自在逍遥。
就是这天天开心，自在。身体健康，身体安康，
阿弥陀佛，身体自在，
谢谢加持，无处是
恭请法王圣尊莲生活佛，生法王。
Inviting His Holiness Living Buddha Liansheng to bless the prayers of the prime supplicants and merit holders. The offering of Hatha. Let us join our palms with reverence, and we are inviting the Master to present the offering of Hatha to the lineage Guru as a symbol of the highest honor on behalf of all of us. Manohara Homa fire offering ceremony has now begun. Visualize true Buddha lineage. Namo Vairocana Buddha, Namo Buddha Lokana, Namo Amitabha Buddha, Namo Padma Kumara, Namo Living Buddha Liansheng. Visualize Grandmaster and all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas radiating like the blessed recite Padma Kumara mantra. Perform the visualization of the four immeasurables. Visualize to your left your father and ancestors and relatives from the father's side. To your right from your mother and from the mother's side. Friends, teachers, and benefactors behind us. Enemies and karmic creditors in front of us. All sentient beings around us together practicing tantric dharma and ultimately attaining Buddhahood. Invocation Mudra. Recite purification mantras and the earth deity mantra. Invocation mantra. We sincerely invoke our lineage root Guru, His Holiness Living Buddha Liansheng. Namo White Maha Padma Kumara. Namo Lotus Light Self-Mastery Buddha. Namo True Buddha School Lineage Gurus. We sincerely invoke the main deity of Homa, Namo Manohara, the wealth-attracting goddess. We sincerely invoke the main deity of Homa, Namo Manohara. We sincerely invoke the main deity of Homa, Namo Manohara. Namo Golden Mother of the Primordial Pond. Namo Five Dhyani Buddhas. True Buddha School 8 Primary Deities. Namo Yamantaka. Namo Akalanata. Namo Four Heavenly Kings. Sima Bodhisattva. Rainbow temples, all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Herukas, Dhammapalas, Dakinis, and divinities, all the deities enshrined at the True Buddha Tantric Quarter, at the Seattle Lezang Temple, and at the South Mountain Retreat. Rainbow temples, mountain god, earth god, plant god, wind god, water god, heavenly fire god, dragon gods, and all divinities, as well as the city god, to please radiate light and bless this Homa. Perform great homage using visualization for Student Guru and all Buddhas. Visualize for procession on the ground, release the mudra. Second, to all Bodhisattvas. Visualize for procession on the ground, release the mudra. Third, to all Herukas and Dhamma protectors. Visualize for procession on the ground, release the mudra. Fourth, half bow. Great mandala offering. Huh? Oh, thank you. Visualize the transformations of the offerings to become innumerable to fill the whole cosmic space. Make the offering above to the lineage root guru, all the lineage gurus. The main deity of Homa, Manohara Vasudhara, and all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Herukas, Dhammapalas, dragon beings, Dakinis, and all divinities. And below to all sentient beings. Recite the offering verse and mantra. Mount Meru, four continents and sun and moon transform into precious offerings for the Buddhas. May these wondrous treasures and merits purge our karma to all of civilization. For full refuge, visualize our lineage root guru, all the lineage gurus, Buddha jewel, Dhamma jewel, and Sangha jewel, to form bright white light to empower us. Armor protection. Form Vajaklaps Mudra. Recite Vajapani mantra 7 times. Inviting His Holiness Living Buddha Liansun to perform blessings with mala. With reference, we are inviting His Holiness to set simultanecation, to bless the registration forms, hallmark cards, and all the offerings with Vajrabell and scepter. Please rise and join your palms. With reference, together we are inviting His Holiness to perform the ritual of opening the Harma fire hearth, to make all the offerings, and to perform mudra transformations for purifications, enrichments, magnetization, birth deliverance, and subjugation. Let's all recite the Hat Mantra of Manohara. Recite the heart mantras of the 8 principal deities and incarnate Buddha. Homage to the 36,119,500 Buddhas of the same name identification of Amitabha. Homage to the 36,119,500 Buddhas with the same name identification of Amitabha. Homage to the 36,119,500 Buddhas with the same name identification of Amitabha. Supplication to the Guru Buddha to stay in samsara. I pay homage and supplicate His Holiness the virtuous and marvelous Tantrika, all Buddhas in the Buddhaverse as numerous as grains of sand, compassionate Bodhisattvas, Herukas, Dhammapalas, and Dakinis, protectors of Dharma. The three poisons are proliferating endlessly. Our body and soul are stricken, tumbling in the misery of perpetual rebirth. With great compassion, His Holiness descended upon this world to salvage deluded ones. The three jewels emanate wondrous light to provide refuge for all. All fortunate beings, humans and devas, rely on His Vajra body for the bestowal of teachings, vows, precepts, empowerments, and attainments. We disciples of the Buddha plead that you stay in samsara to turn the Dharma wheel to benefit and give happiness to multitudes of sentient beings. Merit dedication. May all uphold the Buddha, ascend to the realm of utmost bliss. Repaying powerful generosity from above and aiding those in the three realms below. Upon seeing the Buddha, may we transcend life and death. Like the Buddha, may we liberate all. To Buddha's school disciple, wholeheartedly pray to the main deity of Homa today, the leading wealth deity of Sukhavati, Manohara Vasudhara. By the incredible power of your Vajra hook, please bestow upon our lineage root Guru great health, longevity, abundant resources, and good affinities, bliss and self-mastery. We pray that living Buddha Lianzong continually stay in samsara to turn the Dharma wheel and guide sentient beings to the other shore. Inviting His Holiness Living Buddha Lianzong to perform the overall merit dedication. Manohara Vasudhara. Om Haraya. Manohara Vasudhara. Om Haraya Haraya. Manohara Vasudhara. By your Vajra hook, hook all the Bardo spirits to be reborn into the pure Buddha land, Buddha verses. By your Vajra hook, please hook away illnesses of all beings. By your Vajra hook, please hook away all of our calamities. by the Vajra hook. Please hook away all the bad affinities. Om Haraya Manohara Vasudhara. Please bestow resources. Please bestow wisdom. Please bestow the accomplishment of purification, enrichment, magnetization, and subjugation, and bestow all attainments. Om Haraya Manohara Vasudhara. Gods in heavens, gods on earth, may we far from all calamities, may all calamities abandon us. Let all disasters turn into dust. We pray that you, by your Vajra hook, you hook away the pandemic, to hook away the viruses, to hook away the natural disasters due to earth, water, fire, and wind, to hook away the bad lucks, to hook away bad thoughts, negative thoughts, to hook away negative causes and conditions. May all of our prayers be granted. May all calamities disperse. Recite 100 syllable mantra 3 times. Home is choosing visualization for student guru and all gurus. Visualize for position second or 40 seconds. Visualize for position ladies and third to all heavy class eternal protectors. Visualize for position ladies and fourth, Let's give the greatest round of applause to our lineage Guru for presiding over this Manohara Vasudhara Homa fire offering ceremony. Now let us join our palms with reverence, and together we are inviting His Holiness to bestow the precious Dharma teachings. Let's pay homage to the lineage Gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Tsongkhong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Tupten Darji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of Homa today, Harya, Manohara Vasudhara, Manohara, Sumo, Tanchen Katso, Tuten Siddhi, Tuten Karma. All Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma instructors, Dharma assistant, Dharma tutors, temple and center directors, and all disciples over the internet too. Good afternoon, how do you do? Now, I would like to announce for next Sunday, October 15th at 3 p.m. there will be the Homa of Amugapasa Avalokiteswara Bodhisattva. There are always many primary supplicants for this deity because his name contains amuga or non-empty, which means all your requests or prayers will return non-empty. So every time we always have the most primary supplicants. If you have no wishes whatsoever, then you don't need to become primary supplicants. Now, is there anyone that has no desire whatsoever in their hearts, and they have nothing to ask whatsoever? Anyone? Nobody raised their hand. I would. 哇！Personally, I have no desire or wishes nowadays. Talking about the 5 desires of humans, wealth, there's nothing to ask. Sensual pleasure, nothing to ask. And fame, I also wish for nothing. And food, there's always offerings of food, there's nothing to ask for. Sleep, it's enough. There's nothing to wish for. Wealth also is enough. Nothing to ask for. And the car is the best, the house is the best. And the watches, everything is already the best. What else should we ask for? No desire. I haven't been to the department stores at all. Hanifa said she bought me the latest iPhone that just got out because the phone was too heavy, so she bought the latest and the lightest one, and I said no need, no need. I don't even know how to use the old one. How can I use the new one? And fame? What fame am I asking for? Nothing. So wealth, sensual pleasures, fame, sleep, and food. I have none of those. So I really have nothing to ask. Asking for illness? That's a lie. The sicknesses will never be cured. You know, the medical technology is very advanced, right? You know that. How advanced? I don't believe it. Like Simu's illness, there is no medical treatment for it. There are many illnesses that are incurable. All they give, like say hypertension. Can you truly stop hypertension? You have to rely on the pills to control it. Is there anything that can truly cure? No. Like diabetes, there is no medicine for it, no treatment. It's just something to control your blood sugar. And cancer too, there is also no treatment for it. I mean, no cure for it. The cause of death in the world is cancer still. There are many illnesses that cannot be cured. So that's why there's no need to pray to the Buddhas or Bodhisattvas to have your illnesses cured. So you don't need to ask for anything. So nothing to ask, that's good too. I don't need to ask for anything. Like Manohara, I don't need to ask for anything. Or Amugapasa, Avalokitesvara, I don't have to ask him for anything either. What do I need to ask for? Nothing. My own illnesses, those doctors, you go to see them, and the patient's still alive, but the doctor is dead. Right. Won't the doctor die too? Yeah, they will die. So the person, the pharmaceutical companies and doctors earn a lot of money. And no matter what illness you have, even they, the doctors, also cannot predict and cannot help themselves. Dr. Zheng Senglong, when he was still young, came to the Yixin community when Fuqing was still very small. And recently, there were several doctors who got cancer and died. So the doctors too will die. It doesn't matter what, you will die. Even when you hold the highest position, you will also die. I talked about impermanence, and yesterday I forgot to mention that those in the leadership positions will also die. That's impermanence. And many presidents are imprisoned, and especially from Korea. There was also a Korean president who committed suicide, and the rest of the presidents were imprisoned. That's impermanence. They've become a president and then had to live in prison, like Abian, the ex-president of Taiwan too, was in prison. So this is all impermanence. After seeing all this, we have no more mind. I feel I have no mind. I have nothing to ask. So the mind is quiescent, tranquil, serene. In the past, Grandmaster said once that in the future, if I am reincarnated, you should ask the kid, what do you like most? You have to remember, if the kid said, I like beautiful ladies, then that must be Grandmaster Lu. But let me tell you, even the beautiful ladies eventually would become really ugly. Think about it. When a beautiful lady becomes old, it becomes so ugly. Oh, it's just so horrible. Just seeing them would make me very sad. So therefore, I don't ask for beautiful ladies either. But the world is really quite pitiful. I have said it today that next time I come back to the Saha world, by all means, never ever don't get married. Remember, never to get married. I will carve it on my chest, never to get married. Why? Because at that time, you did not have any attainment, so after you get married, you will have children. Of course you like children, but do you know, you don't know that Once the children come to the Saha world, to the human world, they grow up and they would have to suffer from aging, from being sick, from dying, and from living, just from living too. So by giving birth to them, it's the same as giving them suffering. And then, how about the children that they bear? So your grandchildren, they look nice and cute, lively and young, beautiful, but we know those are all temporary, and the suffering will come. So it's the same that you're giving them suffering, your descendants, so it's best not to. We don't want to have our own children, no grandchildren either. We don't want any of those. Because by having children and grandchildren, they will also suffer, and you yourself suffer. Then the children will suffer too. This is my revelation recently. So when you are free and you have no care about your children or grandchildren or your wife or spouses, then you're totally free. Then you just come to samsara to do good deeds, charity, related to Buddha Dharma. That's fine, but by all means, never, never, never get married. But this is my own revelation. I hope I don't influence you. I have lots of insights or revelations recently. Perhaps I should write a book talking about my life. In the past, when I was young, I wrote a book already called The Philosophy of Seng Yen Lu. And then I will write another one, The Philosophy of the Old Seng Yen Lu. Once you grow old, you would know, you would understand about a lot of things. Really, the ocean of suffering. Human life is the ocean of suffering. I shed tears for sentient beings. I cried yesterday morning. I've talked about my ideals as well, that there should not be countries in the world. One earth without countries, then we don't need national security, we don't need military. Then the whole earth is one country. No need for passport. And you can live wherever you want. You can move to wherever you want. Everybody is free to move and we help each other. So what use are the military? What use are inventing those weapons and bombs? In Buddhism, killing is the first and foremost precept, and the military is to kill. The function. In between people, we should live together, embrace each other, tolerate each other. So why do you invent all this weapons and weaponry? All the bombs, missiles, cannons, all this stuff. And a pun in Chinese is like rotten eggs. Those are harmful. Those are killing instruments. And look at the state of the world now. If you kill, that's a crime. But if you group killing, like in wars, then isn't that a crime? Isn't that even worse and scarier? So my philosophy, my thinking is different from others. So we should work hard for the earth, not just for your own country. We don't need countries. All of those can be disposed of. Just have some police to rule people. If people don't get along, then you can set a stage and then you can just fight boxing. So at most, only one person dies. There's no need to have a large group of people dying. You know, because of my Bardo deliverance, I had lots of this feelings that the more I Bardo deliver, the more they are. I don't need to speak any more Dharma. This is my personal thinking. I hope I'm not influencing you. Why do you spend so much for the military? And every country do that. And every country is creating the worst, the most harmful weapons and weaponries. And then in wars, they kill many, many people. So why can't we live together in harmony? Why don't we just have one country for one earth? And we all help each other. Then you don't need militaries because we only have one country, right? We just need the police to maintain the order of the society so that people don't violate the laws. That's good enough. That's my personal ideology. And the Independence Day, National Day, then we can have parade or even pole dancing. And Grandmaster can also perform the pole dancing. And that's very civilized. You know, a parade. Instead, you know, on National Day, you display your cannons and missiles and atomic bombs and nuclear bombs. No need, no need. Between people are very cruel to each other. Just now, Manohara, I saw her hook when I raised the primary supplicants, and Manohara used her hook to hook all those registration forms up to the sky. I hope that through the school disciples that will be free from poverty, that everybody will be endowed with wealth and resources. Now we'll do the Q&A. A question from Taiwan, Lianhua Zhenghao. Homage to the most precious and unparalleled lineage root guru, His Holiness Living Buddha Lien Seng. Thank you for your advice. I would like to seek guidance from Grandmaster. You have previously transmitted the practice of paying respect to the earth deity and encouraged disciples to recite the earth deity mantra. Please advise on the following. The earth deity is considered a positive deity or good god, but also belongs to the yin category. When reciting the earth deity mantra, should it be done after one's main deity practice? And should it include visualizing the Sanskrit syllable Ti in yellow color, emitting yellow light, which transforms into the earth deity? Because it's not Yidam, so we don't need to perform the visualization of oneness. Let me chant Earth Deity mantra. When I chanted the Earth Deity mantra, was because someone had some skin problem. Don't know what happened. I know that a skin disease is slightly related to the earth deities. So for those suffering from the skin illnesses, skin diseases, I would ask them to chant the earth deity mantra. However, the question asked by Lian Hua Zheng Hao, if you really want to practice and visualize a deity, Di, the seed syllable Di, is the same as A in Sanskrit. A. In the 5-layer pagoda, the square one at the bottom, that's Di or earth. So the earth, water, fire, wind, and space. So in the 5-layer pagoda, so therefore the syllable is Sanskrit A, yellow A, emitting yellow light, and the earth deity appears from it. So in our Dharma practice, if we want to visualize the earth deity, how should we visualize him to radiate light? What are the key points of the practice? I did not transmit much about this. And in the past, Grandmaster transmitted a practice related to the earth deity that's on the internet. Then you just follow that. I have written it. Then you just follow that. Interlace the 5 fingers of both hands inward. It looks similar to the greetings for prosperity gesture, except that it is inward. Then visualize the hands transforming into the golden ingots. While moving the mudra clockwise, recite the earth deity mantra at least 108 times. At the same time, the practitioner visualizes themselves transforming into the earth deity. If he wants to do that, then let him be. Let him do it. If you want to become the earth deity, then do so. The Rainbow Temple, let Grandmaster knows that this disciple said that that Grandmaster had said this, but we couldn't find it. This is Rainbow Temple. And it turned out it was given by Master Le Zi, not Grandmasters. So if you want to, you can follow it. Maybe he's more experienced because he could become the Earth Deity. I never found the teaching from Grandmaster.
受师尊灌顶礼拜地神法是可以用此法。其实土地最高的就是监牢地神啦。
Actually, of the earth deities, the highest one is the Prativi Deva. Prativi Deva is the greatest earth deity. The true wealth deity would be Prativi deity, and I have transmitted that, and you don't want that, and yet you want the local earth deity instead? It's up to you. It's up to you. And the reference here, Grandmaster never transmitted a deity yoga practice for the earth deity, but there was only a practice to pray to the earth deity. And on the year 2016, September 10th, at the Seattle Lizang Temple group practice, during the Siddhigarbha group practice, in the teaching of Lamde, Grandmaster said that the food that has been offered to the Buddhas can be eaten, and offered to the Bodhisattvas you can eat, or to the earth deity you can also eat them. But if you offer it to the local earth deity, you should not eat the food. So also the food that you offer to the gods, you should not eat. So why don't you practice the Prativi Deva, which is available, in True Buddha school, but why don't you just practice that instead? So what they can find is the earth deity, kind of like deity yoga, which Grandmaster has never transmitted before. But earth deity is very close and very kind too. That's like a village or an area. So if a good person who lived in an area or village and then died, and then he became the protector of that village, and he's become the earth deity. That's the origin of the earth deity. Do you understand? So we do have the Prativi Deva Dharma practice, and you require empowerment. But as deity, Yidam practice, does that exist? No. But you can pray to the earth deity, and there's a ritual, a procedure for that. Because Prativi Deva, back then when Sakyamuni Buddha gained enlightenment under the Bodhi tree, Prativi Deva appeared to prove that Sakyamuni Buddha had been enlightened, had attained Tao. So Prativi Deva, and then also the many treasure Buddha pagoda. So, and also the tree god of the Bodhi tree also came to praise Sakyamuni Buddha. Is that right? Not sure about that, but I just went to the interview, and the boss was very strict and give a very low salary. It's not hard to finally graduate, and it's hard to find a good job. So I just accepted the job, but I would let him know that if it's cheap, it's not good. So Xiaoming's girlfriend's name is Zhu Jing. The first time he brought the girlfriend to the village, to the countryside, to meet his parents. And this is only Chinese.
妈妈回答：“猪进来就把他赶出去。”两个女生谈话。
Two ladies talking. I hint to my boyfriend that woman loves things that can last a long time. And then the next day, my boyfriend gave me a diamond ring. And the other woman, I've tried that. But my boyfriend gave me a preservative. Things that can last a long time. God put 3 men on 3 different islands. The first island has all women, and the second just wine, and the third one just cigarettes. And then a year later, God came to check. The man that's all in the islands with all women died of exhaustion, and the second with all wine also died after drunk, and the third one did not even touch the cigarettes. And God was very satisfied. Oh, young man, so what have you inspired? Oh, but the young man said, but you didn't give me the lighter. Now we will expand on the Vimalakirti Sutra. This, when I got home last night, I was thinking, Vimalakirti accepted 12,000 goddesses. Of course, he would teach them Buddha Dharma so that they generate bodhicitta. That's right. 12,000. I was thinking last night. So the same as I was running down the rabbit hole. How do you teach them, 12,000 of them, one by one? How do you? It all depends on their spiritual roots too, because every one of them is different. So I thought of that. And today we'll continue. So out of fear, Mara bowed down and obeyed. So the Mara king, Bo-shin, gave the 12,000 goddesses to Vimalakirti. So at that time, Vimalakirti spoke to the goddesses. Mara has offered you all to me. And now, you all should generate the mind of the highest perfect enlightenment, Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. So the mind of to strive for enlightenment. Accordingly, I will teach you Dharma to inspire your aspiration for enlightenment.
所有天理的根器，为他们说佛法，
So Vimalakirti spoke Buddha Dharma according to their spiritual roots so that they
发起他们
aspire to gain enlightenment.
言，就是
He continued,
你等已发道义，
You have generated
可以治
the aspiration for
你们
enlightenment.
已经发了道心了。那么发了道心以后呢，就有法乐，就
Then
有佛法的喜乐。
when you generate bodhicitta, then you would experience Dharma joy,
这就是
that you feel very joyful upon hearing the Dharma.
有法乐可以治愈啊！你们
So
拿这个法乐
the Dharma joy brings delight.
娱乐自己，
So you can
这个
entertain yourself. You would be very delighted.
利乐也。
And thus there is no need to seek pleasure in the joys of the five desires.
名食睡，
The five desires of wealth, sensual pleasures, fame, sleep, and food.
我这里就谈到这里。我跟大家讲，
Now,
我那时候讲说，他12000个天理如何
12,000 goddesses,
温柔节如
how
何这12000个天理？
were offered to Vimalakirti, and how would Vimalakirti
随意想，
deal with these 12,000 goddesses?
温柔节有
And then I thought, Vimalakirti had great transcendent power. He could transform.
12000个天理，
So 12,000 goddesses, and I want to speak Dharma to you. It's not in the sutra. I'm speaking it now.
温柔节的
Vimalakirti had
变成多，
Vimalakirti's transcendent power can change the less to become many, many to become little.
12000个天理很简单，
So 12,000 goddesses are easy to him.
12000个天理
With
起
one
来就变成一个天理。
supernatural power, he could combine 12,000 goddesses to become one
温
goddess.
柔节就对这个天理说法就可以。
And then Vimalakirti could just speak Dharma to that one goddess. I thought of this myself. It's not in the Vimalakirti Sutra.
12000个天理你怎么讲？
Or how do you speak to 12,000 goddesses? There was no speakers at that time.
1000人说法，
How do you give Dharma teaching to 12,000 people? And depending on their different spiritual roots, without speakers, how could they hear it?
当然了，维摩诘
Of course. When Vimalakirti gave Dharma teaching
不需要讲法，
in the sky,
天空都可以说话。
he doesn't have to speak. The voice comes from the
把
sky.
12000个天理集合起来变成一个天理，
And he could just gather
变少。
the 12,000 goddesses to become one. So that means from many to
维摩诘
few, and then from few to many.
1000个维摩诘
How? And one Vimalakirti becomes 12,000 Vimalakirtis. And then one by one, and then one to one.
就幸福了。
And immediately all the goddesses would succumb.
12000个维摩诘，
So Vimalakirti can transform into 12,000 Vimalakirtis. How come I thought of this?
因为师尊本身的化身很多。
Because Grandmaster's Dharma bodies are also numerous.
啊，现在呢，几乎来讲起来的话，
Now
我可以变化很多的身，
I can say
见各个
that I can transform many bodies to many countries and live together with them, and then with dialogues, questions and answers.
这是真实的啊！
And it's true, it's real, it's the truth, it's reality.
这不是吹牛啊！
I'm not
这不
boasting.
是 you both said，
It's not bullshit. you're boasting.
是有啊，
It does exist.
至真的法身到处都有。
Grandmaster's Dharma bodies are everywhere, all over the world, in many countries.
谁问谁答。我这个还有什么
Any questions and any answers? So when they have questions, asking the Dharma body, and the Dharma body will reply to them. Among us here that are present now, there are several of them already. Many of them, not just one or two or three or four. Many that are together with Grandmaster's Dharma body on their side. And with all the questions I answered, always there 24 hours a day. Therefore, Vimalakirti could transform into 12,000 Vimalakirtis, and then he could speak to the 12,000 goddesses one-to-one, so that they generate the mind for enlightenment. That's what I thought. Otherwise, 12,000 goddesses, so that they generate bodhicitta. If you have to speak one by one, there would be 12,000 times. If you want to gather them together, you have to make them into one. Or with the lion's roar, so they all can hear it. Or Vimalakirti transform into 12,000 Vimalakirtis, and then they can speak one-on-one in order for them to generate bodhicitta. I thought of this, it wasn't in the sutra. Otherwise, it's not easy that all of immediately 12,000 goddesses generated the mind for enlightenment. It's not easy, but Vimalakirti did it. So the goddesses then asked, what is the Dharma joy? Vimalakirti replied, it is the joy of having unwavering faith in the Buddha. If you have faith in the Buddha, then you would be delighted. You would be happy. Like back then, Golden Mother appeared, Amitabha Buddha appeared, Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva appeared. When I saw them, of course, I felt joy in my heart. After I followed or believed in the Buddha, I also felt a joy in my heart, because then I have a goal. I have faith that in the future I can go to the Buddha land, Buddhaverse. Of course, I'm filled with joy, and I have the mind of renunciation from samsara, and of course I also have the mind of delivering sentient beings. So Tsongkhapa said, you need to have these three requirements. One, the mind of renunciation, the mind of bodhicitta or for enlightenment, and the middle way. So the mind of renunciation is very important. You want to renounce samsara so that you don't cycle in the reincarnation of the sixth rebirth realm. It's all filled with suffering. You think as an animal you don't suffer? Of course, they kill each other. Those who swim in the ocean, they kill each other. Those who fly in the sky, they also kill each other. And then in the human world, all those crawling ones also kill each other. You don't know when you'll die. It's not guaranteed. They kill each other. So the animal realm, So we eat those who fly, those who crawl, those who swim in water. We eat them all. And the shark fins too. And now the Animal Protection Agency protects them. But I think they are not fair because they don't protect the chickens. And Grandmaster's zodiac is rooster. And some of you are too, or ox. And if your zodiac is dragon, it's the best. How come they don't protect the chicken? And instead, you're protecting the strong, fierce beasts like tigers, sharks, lions, rhinos, elephants. And then the worst is sharks, the killers in the ocean, and you protect them. But how come you don't protect the chicken? And KFC even advertises that we do chicken right. They specializes in killing chicken. Let me tell you, they even eat the chicken feet. Can you eat chicken feet? Yeah. And you even eat chicken butts. And you even use the chicken feathers for the duster. And chicken necks. And of course chicken legs or breasts. You eat all of it. And even the innards. And it's good enough to give you chicken eggs. And you want to eat whole chicken. So what's going on with the Animal Protection Agency? They have no eyes. Chicken are so good to humans, and yet humans eat them? Where was I? So you eat chicken too? So what is Dharma joy? So in having faith in the Buddha, you think by eating vegetables, that's not killing, but actually those are lives too. I've talked about this. There's a researcher in Japan that did this research, that the tree, they put some equipment or instrument to check the electric current, and then they attached it to the tree, and the needle doesn't move. But if you cut the branch of a tree, then the needle would move. That means the tree also suffers by being cut. So you think that vegetables don't have lives? See, when you uproot them, they would wilt and turn yellow. They're all lives. The plants are also living beings. That's why in Buddhism we say that a mouthful of water has 84,000 germs. So if you don't chant mantra, that's as if you're killing sentient beings. So just taking a gulp of water, you have to chant mantra. And of course, the water in the Ganges River back then is filled with germs. So if you don't chant mantra, it's as if you're killing sentient beings. So there's lives in there and also in the plants especially. So you think by a vegetarian, you don't kill. So you have joy by having faith or belief in the Buddha, the joy of the delight in hearing the Dharma, the joy of making offerings to all the Sangha, offering to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, and also the poor and suffering people, or to the fellow practitioners or non-practitioners. We make offerings to them all equally, impartially. The joy of being free from attachment to the 5 desires, knowing that the 5 desires are all impermanent. Once you abandon the 5 desires, you have nothing to ask. Grandmaster has abandoned the 5 desires, so I have no desire and nothing to ask. The joy of contemplating the 5 aggregates as enemies. The 5 aggregates of 5 skandhas are form, perception, mental formations, volitions, and consciousness, or eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind, touch, too. The joy of contemplating the 5 aggregates or skandhas as thieves, that you don't like the 5 aggregates. And the joy of viewing the 4 elements as poisonous snakes, and human beings are aggregate of the 4 elements. When the 4 elements are not in harmony, then you are sick. So in Chinese medicine, we say that when they are not in harmony, if you have too much fire, then you have fever. And if you have too much earth, there would be wind. There would be pain. If you have too much wind, then you have asthma and breathing, many other ailments. And you have too much water, then you will swell. So the 4 elements are like poisonous snakes. And poisonous snakes eat each other, bite each other. So we need to harmonize the 4 elements, otherwise you will be sick. It is the joy of inner contemplation, contemplation as the gathering of emptiness. How would you explain this one? Anyone? Inner contemplation as the gathering of emptiness. So the joy of inner contemplation that your body is actually empty. The joy of protecting the path of the Buddha. It's the joy of benefiting sentient beings. You're happy when you help sentient beings. That's why we often say that the happiest thing is to do good. So once you do good, you would feel it's very meaningful and you would be happy then. And most importantly, the Dharma joy is through meditation. Then you would be happy. Recently, I talked about tantric meditation, which is slightly different from typical meditation. When your qi is moving inside your central channel, generating such a bliss that is indescribable. It's even more blissful than the bliss in the human world. When your inner fire is moving inside the central channel, when your light drops is moving inside the central channel or in other channels and chakras, it's beyond the words. It's indescribable. My gurus told me that's the Dharma joy. It's the joy of respecting and offering the teacher. Offering the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. Well, actually, when you offer to the Buddha or Dharma, they don't eat them. But when you offer to the Sangha, it will be eaten by the Sangha. It is the joy of practicing generosity extensively, that you do more and more charity and good deeds, so that all sentient beings benefit from it, and that's beneficial. So all sentient beings are equal. So from this country helps another country. Like Sung Yen Lu Foundation has helped Haiti, the earthquake in Nepal, helped them rebuild their houses and schools in Nepal. Sung Yen Lu Foundation did all those. That's what, based on what I know. When they had an earthquake in Haiti, Sung Yen Lu Foundation also helped. I told them that you should help wherever there's a disaster around the world. I asked my daughter, Lu Fo Qing, to be in charge of the Sung Yen Lu Foundation. I attended a banquet or gathering and met the CEO of the Jian'an, a senior home in Seattle, and he thanked me that Sung Yen Lu Foundation often helped them. And upon hearing that, I felt very pleased. The Jian'an nursing and senior home CEO was very pleased to see me in person, that finally he got to meet Grandmaster Lu. And he did say that thank you for the help provided by Sung Yen Lu Foundation. So it's a joy of practicing generosity extensively. So in samsara, that's all we do, generosity in giving wealth, dharma, and fearlessness. It is the joy of upholding the precepts. So actually, keeping the precepts is also a happy thing. It is the joy of patience and gentleness. So enduring is also a joyful thing, because if you don't endure, then you become violent. Personally, I made the vow first, I would never sue other people. Even when I am mistreated or bullied, I will not sue them. Even if I am disadvantaged or less, I will never sue for anything. Because once you sue other people, when they receive the notice, they will suffer. Then by doing so, won't I create suffering for others? Then what kind of Buddhist are you? And yet you still sue others. It's okay, even if you're disadvantaged or if you lose. Because if you sue others, others will suffer and they will lose sleep at night. They will have to find a way to handle this lawsuit, have to hire an attorney. It's okay. Just endure it. Gentleness. Everything is peaceful and in harmony. So I made this vow long ago. Even if I was disadvantaged, mistreated, or at a loss, I have been keeping that. Upholding the precepts, the joy of patience and gentleness. So you have to be patient toward everyone. You should not be very coarse or scolding people. Speak very rudely. But we're not talking about cursing, okay? Rotten eggs. In Taiwan, they have problems with eggs. They had many problems, and the eggs are rotten. But we cannot even say rotten eggs. So you need to speak kindly and speak in a harmonious voice and calm and polite words, you know. How could you sit in my seat? This is mine. You should not speak like that. You can sit since you sit here. You can sit in my seat, and I'll sit other places. So you can be kind and gentle, and you're polite with each other. So you should be more polite treating people. Then you will be happy. Otherwise, you will have fire of temper. It is the joy of diligently accumulating wholesome roots. You encourage people to do good. That's the good root. Therefore, to go to Sukhavati, there are two requirements. First, you have to have good spiritual root. You have to have good spiritual root. That's the first point. Very important. You have to do more good deeds and charities. Then you plant some good roots. And you single-mindedly chant the Buddha's name. Then the Pure Land Trinity will appear to guide you to the Pure Land. So the first requirement to go to Sukhavati is you have to have some good spiritual root. So you need to diligently accumulating your good roots. So you need to do more good deeds. Then that's how you accumulate. And it is the joy of undistracted meditative concentration. This is what I like most. When you enter into meditation, you would be the happiest. If you can enter meditation completely free of thoughts, in the state of no thought for 5 minutes, it's the same as several hours of sleep. You would recover, rejuvenate, you would recover from your exhaustion completely. That kind of joy is beyond description. If you can enter into deep meditation, 5 minutes is good enough. We completely without any thoughts whatsoever, completely blank. Then you would be rejuvenated completely, and all tiredness and will be gone. So the joy of undistracted meditative concentration, undistracted, which is no thought. So what we talked about last night, stopping and viewing. That person ask so many questions and thinking, analyzing too much. That means he was disorderly or messy because he could not stop, he could not cut, could not be serene. If you can stop and cut for 5 minutes, then you can recover everything. And if you can stop for 25 minutes, that would be incredible. Entering deep meditation for so the joy of undistracted meditative concentration, of course, that's very joyful. And it is the joy of transcending impurities and attaining illuminating wisdom. The same name as Mariji Minghui. That's her name. Minghui is inside. She's very cute. I used to hug her when she was little. So you understand wisdom. She's very cute. So when you understand the wisdom, you would abandon all impurities. And the joy, it is the joy of cultivating the vast mind of bodhicitta. The vast bodhicitta. Anuttaraya Samyak Sambodhi is the vast mind of enlightenment. It is the joy of subduing demons. Actually, demons arise from your own heart's minds. But once you understand wisdom, you subdue your own demons. You subdue yourself. Once you subdue your inner demons, the outer demons will never appear, will be subdued too. So it is the joy of subduing demons. It is the joy of eradicating afflictions. What are the afflictions? Once you have desires, you would have afflictions. Everything is affliction. Well, sensual pleasures, fame, sleep, and food. So 5 kinds of desires, 5 kinds of afflictions. Whatever you want, you will be bound by it. If you don't think of anything, you have no affliction at all. If you have no afflictions, please raise your hand. You don't? I had afflictions before, but after hearing Vimalakirti. But I'm afflicted because you wrote so much and talked so much. Every time I read the articles, oh, good article, and then I put it in the book. When she saw me included in the book, she wrote even more. Then I'm very afflicted, and she gave me every week. And one book takes over 2 months. And then I put 1 article or 2 articles are good enough. And then you want me to put 8 or 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 articles in my book. I don't want to throw them away because you wrote really well. But if I don't throw them out, there's no space in my book. If I just put your articles only, then people would say I'm biased toward you. So that's my affliction, do you know? That's my affliction. So you're creating afflictions for me. You throw all your afflictions at me, do you know?
看看下一本书就好了啦。
Oh, what nonsense.
我已经登到很想怎么样呢？
It's just check the next book.
两个字哦，改成连珠。
I included your article in the book, but I want to change your name, 莲池 to 莲
真的把你改成连珠。
pig, lotus pig. What?
我的意思是想，同样登文章，但是
I will include the article,
拿掉
but I will take
名字，
will replace your name with another name.
改成无名氏。
Oh, just right, Lotus. So you want me to post all your articles then? Just your articles?
烦恼啊！
That's my affliction.
我本来没有烦恼了，给
I did not have any afflictions before, and now because of her, I have affliction.
篇给我。
And today she gave me another article. Oh my God,
是啊，
I'm dead.
四五
I already
篇文章，
accumulated 6 articles from her.
放抽屉，我哪有那么
Let's just put them in your drawer. Well, I don't have that many drawers.
上全部堆满了你的东西呀、你知道吗？
Do you know that all your things are on top of my desk?
写东西给我，
And many people write so many things.
的一个人，
And so it's become messy now. I was very clean and orderly before.
我看了都烦。
When I see all the stuff on my desk, I feel very afflicted. Why did you raise your hand again?
算了，你自己登记的
I can post it on the Tribuna News. Okay, you can post your own articles.
够了。
That's enough, okay? That's enough. Amitabha. Oh, please give me a break. Please give me a break.
下个礼拜再写一篇给我哈。
Okay, write another article next week, right?
不会啦，不会。乐断诸烦恼，
So it is the joy of eradicating afflictions.
乐尽佛
It is the joy of purifying the Buddha verses.
佛净土具，
We go to the
很好。
Pure Lands and Buddha verses would be marvelous.
就向好，
It is the joy of attaining all virtues, deeds, and practicing
脸
merit.
上都会写出来的。
Actually, your spiritual cultivation will show in your face. If you're violent and fierce, then you would have a violent face. And if you're kind and compassionate, your face will be kind and compassionate.
我一看你的眼睛，
Because if you killed in your past, I can
凶光，
tell by looking at your eyes, because in the eyes there is some violence in there. Then I can tell just by a look, by taking a look, that you must have killed someone.
表现了一个人本身
And the face
我们
will show your
的
heart.
面相
Chinese say, there is a Chinese
大
saying,
了，上
when you grow up, when you are old,
要对自己的脸来负责。
you need to take responsibility for your own face, because the face will show whatever that you have done. Your face will show whatever you have
重
done.
要啊！
So this is very important.
你看，像佛像，就是
Like the Buddha is
你要
a very good, dignified and magnificent
你的面相
look. So by attaining virtuous deeds and practicing merit, then your look will be better.
像释迦牟尼佛的像，
Like the look of Sakyamuni Buddha is really endowed with 32 marks of perfection and the 80 secondary
连道场
marks.
场庄严，
It is the joy of upholding the dignified place of practice. Like the 10 directional chapter has a very magnificent place of
什么都是
practice.
道场。
So everything is the place of practice and everything is dignified.
讲到这里吧。
Okay, that's all for today. The woman asked the man, if you get married, will you stop smoking? Sure. Will you stop drinking? Yeah. And you don't go to the nightclubs anymore? And the man said, yeah. So will you let go of everything? And he said, getting married. I want to let go of getting married. The big boss was patrolling the factory and saw someone, a janitor, sweeping the floor, and oh, please work well. Because I started out as a janitor too, and the janitor replied, and you should work hard because I was a big boss before too. Do you know that a girlfriend in rage, what is the difference between her with the terrorists? And Trump replied that you can negotiate with the terrorists, but you cannot with the girlfriend in rage or with a woman in rage. That's why I don't want to negotiate with Master Lian Ci. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. We are truly grateful to His Holiness precious Dharma teaching. And in a moment, we will have the empowerment for Manohara Vasudhara. And during the empowerment, please remember to visualize the deity from the mudra and recite the mantra. And before that, please remember to return your receivers. Please return your receivers as soon as possible. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. This ends the English petition today. Thank you.
顶礼坛城做观想大礼拜，100根本传承上师及诸佛。嗡啊吽，观想顶礼，回天心善印，200诸菩萨。嗡啊吽，观想顶礼，回天心善印，300诸护法金刚。嗡啊吽，观想顶礼，回天心善印，是平等一起手。恭请师尊接受众宪章的众弟子感恩之心。
西蒙不济，谢师尊，
尊加持，尊加持，成功吉祥如意。爱你师尊，
感恩师尊，
安康身体
阿里，
身体健康，师尊520，
谢师尊，我爱你，爱你，希望你身体健康，师尊我爱你，健康平安。
师尊我们爱你哦，我们爱你。
法人少无忌，
中午好，大家好，高兴。
师尊，
爱你，
生日快
健康长寿。
佛体安康。
祖师爱你爱你，
师父的加持，
师尊辛苦了，感谢师尊的加持。
身体安康，感恩师尊的加持。
谢谢众仙上的同门，下周见，谢谢师尊，谢谢，下周见。
师尊。师尊。
阿弥陀佛，
愿我们爱您，我爱您，
师尊谢谢。
阿玲，
恩师尊，恩师尊，
师尊好，
来师尊，好师尊，
爱你师尊，师尊，愿师母身体健康，
师尊，
上无极棒，请佛注释。
想你哦。
Missing 12 translate receiver, please return the translate receiver. Please return the translate receiver. Still missing 11 translate receiver. Please return the translate receiver. "恭请法王圣尊莲生活佛赐授勾财天女法灌顶，含有皈依灌顶。
耶，是主，是辛苦啦。